Miller Industries, the world leader in towing and recovery equipment.
Hi, I'm Kip Felice, and this is Mike Frazier from Miller Industries. Today we're going to talk to you about the Holmes DTU. We have a lot of customers asking us about their existing road tractors in their fleet for the RGN and sliding axle trailers, how to further utilize a road tractor when they don't have trailer loads. So we're going to go through, unhook this DTU, and then rehook it to show you how easy it is. And then we're going to go through some of the stuff you need to look at the chassis and the DTU itself when speccing out a unit. If you have any other questions after that, contact one of our distributors and we'll be sure to help you out.
First thing we do with the Holmes DTU is start the truck up, engage the PTO. Now we lower the boom lift down. A block of wood is always a great idea to put underneath the heel of the underreach to save the unit from getting scratches from rocks and shavings or whatever could be on the ground when you're detaching your DTU. Next, we're going to remove the safety pins that are up front. There's one on each side. Then we're going to extend the legs to protect our fenders from getting damaged. There's two different levels here for the ride height of your tractor, so if you need a different height on it, there's more than one level this can be set at. As on the other side, you really need to pay attention for the fenders to make sure these legs are out far enough. The last thing you want to do is damage them fenders. Like I said, on the other side, there's different notches in here for the height of your tractor. And when you're done with these, the storage is unlimited. You can leave them in here. You can face them upwards. You can leave them at your shop if you're not going to detach for a couple weeks. The options are endless. After putting your legs down, you're going to want to make sure this DTU is perfectly level or you will not be able to disengage the fifth wheel. So before you pull your hydraulic lines off, just adjust it a little bit. Nice and easy to pull the fifth wheel now. Now we're going to turn the PTO off and unhook the lines and the air lines and the lights. Having a rag is always a great idea. When you unhook these lines, you're always going to have a little residual hydraulic fluid just to prevent from a little mess happening. Now we're going to pull the unit forward and detach the DTU. After backing your chassis under your DTU, before exiting the truck, just make sure that your PTO is disengaged. Then when you get out, hook up your 3 hydraulic lines, your auxiliary air line for your remote and your winch release, your service and emergency lines for trailer and tractor supply on the back of the DTU, and your 7-way light cord so you'll have lights on the back of the unit. When backing into the DTU, you don't need to fully engage the fifth wheel. It's as simple as you have the knee on the ground, back up, get close, use the tilt function of the underreach on the ground, and you can simply walk the DTU forward a little bit and it'll latch right in. As you can hear, it just latched. You gotta leave a little pressure on there to get your front safety pins in. Now to insert the safety pins. Now lift the underreach up, put it into your normal travel height, and you're ready to go. As you can see, our DTU is mounted on a Kenworth W990. There's many options for your chassis, whatever you prefer. You just have to make sure you have a minimum distance of 86 inches in between the fifth wheel and the cab. That's the only thing you have to worry about with that. This customer opted for a simple light bar up there. You can go with the Miller spec light bar attachments on top of the 36-inch tunnel box here. He went with the tunnel box for his storage options. Didn't want the look on the side of the box. The hydraulics, very important. 11 gallons per minute is the maximum you want to run your DTU. Some trailers run higher than that. You have to be able to tune that down a little bit or it will damage your unit. The front mounting brackets. Customers opt buy multiple of them. They have 4 or 5 tractors. They put them on all their tractors. Then they can use one DTU on 4 or 5 pieces of equipment. They don't have to have that one sitting in the yard. The fifth wheel. A locking fifth wheel is a great idea. Keeps the fifth wheel level, much easier for attaching and detaching the DTU. The custom fenders were an option for the customer. Keeps his units that he's towing safe, no issues with scratches, broken windshields from rocks flying up, hitting off the road. The connections for the DTU, your hydraulic, your return, your feed, your standard emergency and service. If you opt for a camera, this is this camera. When you hook the air lines up, there's lines that feed the back of the DTU, so you still have your service and your emergency. So when you're towing a tractor trailer or something that you can supply air to utilize their brakes, it's a great option. The winch, 20,000 pound standard winch. If you decide to do an upgrade, there is a 25,000 pound winch, that's an option. You can always put a 36 inch or 48 inch carrier box here, that's an option. A lot of people do that. The mounts for your different height fifth wheel, you optimize, you don't want to go more than 50 inches on your fifth wheel height. So if your fifth wheel is a little bit lower, you can always adjust it with this. Back here, the safety chain pockets are standard. Standard on the DTU is a 35,000 pound underreach, 35,000 completely retracted, 16,000 fully extended. Over here we have the service and emergency lines, the electrical plug for your tow lights, cordless or corded. You have the option of a cordless remote. Here's all your control handles, easy to read, up, down, in, out, just like everything else. Here is your winch release on the back of the box, easily accessible.
Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video. Remember, go to our website and subscribe to our news feed to stay up to date with all the tips and tricks from Miller Industries.
This video is for product demonstration purposes only and is not intended for training or instructional purposes. Situations vary and operators should rely on their own professional knowledge and safety procedures when conducting actual recoveries.